Couldn't. Man United 4, Chelsea 1. United obtained Champions League qualification for next season. They are currently third and they can remain in the top three if they just get the final 3 points against Fulham. Joining me today is the one and only Houston and Denver Red Army, Louis the Singer. How are you, matey?
What's going on, Big Tim?
I'm alright, mate. I'm alright. It wasn't a great game. It started like a house on fire, then
Was it a house on was it a house on fire? I mean, it wasn't great. Bruno
it
didn't play
wasn't, mate.
great.
It wasn't great.
Sancho did okay. I wouldn't go so far as to call it a house on fire. I think we started off playing pretty direct early on. We had some chances early on. Yeah, then we kind of lost it there for a little bit, but um, for what we needed, for what we wanted the outcome to be, job well done. Job well done today.
Yes.
It's that ain't gonna beat City, but
Nah.
but
I ain't gonna cut it, bro. It's not gonna cut. It's not gonna cut the mustard.
yeah,
It's
no,
not.
I can say this. I was saying all day, I was like, none of these guys better play on Sunday. None of these guys better play against who we have, Fulham.
Fulham, yeah.
Yeah, no Bruno, no Casemiro, no Varane, no Martial, no Shaw. You know what I mean? Like,
Shaw's actually got injured. That's why I was taken off.
right, no Rashford. Like, don't play anybody. Don't play, and obviously Anthony's probably done. That was nasty.
That was nasty. I
That was
mean,
nasty, man.
we tried to see how, because when he fell over, he started doing this really. Oh, something serious. It looked. I think he rolled his ankle. I think, from what the slow motions were showing.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think maybe I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily direct from the contact. Maybe it's from the ground.
Yes.
Very difficult to say. I did notice, like, they tried to help him up at first, so maybe the physios also didn't think it was that bad. But I mean, ultimately he gets stretched off, right? So difficult. We'll have to keep an eye, but I think you do miss something there, possibly for an FA Cup final, but he hasn't really been on it, has he? He only has.
I mean, I won't say. I mean, we did this thing on Sunday. We said, who has been more productive just this season, Sancho or Anthony? Everyone said Anthony's been the more productive out of both. That he gives defenders a harder time. He draws them in. They foul him. He works well with Dalot. He works well with Wan-Bissaka compared to Sancho on the other side. So compare it. Don't forget, this is his first season, 8 months, new country. No, not making excuses, but I think his productivity is a bit better than Sancho. His finished product isn't all there, but it's his first season. I can give him that.
It's definitely hard, because he is. We know what both players can be. We know that they both have a bit of flair about them. We know they're both wingers that like to be dynamic and cut in and take players on. And obviously, over the last, has it been 3 years? Sancho has not produced at the level that was expected of him at any point.
Nope.
And today, he average, I would say. He doesn't make any mistakes. I think overall he plays pretty well. It's for what he's given us. It's about an average performance. Nothing bad to say, but you can't really say much about it either.
Right.
Anthony, you want somebody that's threatening, right? You want somebody that can occupy defenders and things like this.
That's the plan.
I wonder if Garnacho's a better option to go against City.
Well, do you want Garnacho starting the game?
If you went Rashford and Garnacho, I think you have a more dynamic. I think you have a more dynamic game than if you have Sancho and Anthony. I really do. I think that
I just think Sancho gives defenses a bit more to think about. and to worry about, because it's like they don't know what to expect from him. You see what I mean?
I understand. Yeah, I understand that, but I think
It's been more.
Garnacho
It's
creates the
like,
chance.
how do we just push him to his left leg or push him to his right leg? You see what I mean? But he always finds a way
Yeah,
to
no,
cut
no,
back in.
yeah. I definitely understand that, but I think threatening towards goal and creating chances, I think Garnacho is the better chance creator. I think we saw that today. I think he had two clear-cut chances, and he hasn't finished them the way that that we would expect from a top class player. He had the goal against oh gosh, who was it? Just recently.
Bournemouth.
Was it Bournemouth that he scored?
No, the one before Wolves.
Wolves. It was against Wolves. Yeah, and it was a beautiful finish. It's a fantastic finish, and he comes on. He doesn't have this many minutes in the game. He's fresh. He comes on. It's a good move. It's a good finish. Yeah, and then today he creates two very very clear chances. Doesn't put them away, but I think it just speaks to where he could potentially be. But I think where he's at now, I think he's at a good level, and I think he only has room to grow. I
Right.
don't I don't see us having to wait for Anthony to find, the Premier League rhythm, or Sancho to get back what he had at Dortmund.
Right.
I think it's a waiting game with these guys, and I think
Right.
Garnacho is already. I think he's just breaking into that role. So
Right.
yeah, I think I would like to see more of him. I would pick him against City as well.
Hmm. That's a that's one for the debate. Okay.
Definitely,
So,
definitely.
I mean, United scored. Casemiro, good header from a set piece, leaped
Oh,
above everyone,
fantastic.
did good header. Then when Anthony got injured, the momentum completely went down. Chelsea bossed the midfield. They had chances, couldn't finish. That's where they are today. And that team is absolutely in dire straits completely. I watched the game against City, who fielded 9 changes, and this team just could not. They had 20 shots on goal, didn't even score a single one. They are that bad, mate.
Yeah,
So
no, it's
we predicted 2-1, 2-0, 2-1. I'll take the extra, mate. I'll take 4-1. No,
yeah,
I'll take
no,
it.
yeah, definitely. And honestly, I think that the goal that Chelsea scores, I think it's lazy defending.
Everyone said that. Lazy defending.
Yeah, it's lazy defending. I think
Joao Felix is
it
a
was
very good player.
preventable.
He ran
Oh,
a
I
distance.
want him. I want him at United. I would love to have Felix at United. That kid is going places.
He's good. He's a
He's
good player.
amazing. He's an amazing kid for how young he is, and his performances. I think it's someone needs to go to Lampard's office, knock on the door, and say, "Hey, that's what happens when you play £100 million player. You know, why is that kid starting on the bench?"
Exactly.
I think Lampard's lost the plot completely
That's
because
why he's there as the caretaker,
the
just to see
finishing,
this. And he's been woeful.
the finishing was abysmal. They had it was it in the first half? I think it was. It was in the first half.
The diving head, that header, that guy, Harvard.
No, not Havertz's header. It was the blonde. What's his name?
Modric.
Modric. In behind the defenders, 3 defenders behind him, 1-on-1 with De Gea. Ball comes across low, and he misses completely with the inside of his foot to put it away.
That's what I'm saying.
It should have
They are
been
that
1-0.
bad, mate. I keep
It should have
you.
been 1-0.
I'm saying this is what I'm saying. They are that bad.
It is remarkable how poor they play.
Mm.
And I mean, and we still gave him 15 minutes about of threatening, high possessive play. It's another team, Arsenal would have put those chances away.
Oh,
City would have put those chances away.
100%, mate. That's what I'm saying. United can't be doing this against City. Hell no, man.
No.
No way.
It has to be a completely different game from us. I think it has to be a way smarter game from us. And like I said, I don't think a single starter needs to start against Fulham on Sunday.
Right.
Because
Champions League top 4th place doesn't require playoffs anymore.
Exactly. So you're already over the line. Champions League guaranteed. This game has no bearing on the season. Go lose it 9-0.
They want to, but
less.
just in case they want to finish third.
I would argue that it doesn't matter. I really would. I would argue that it doesn't matter. But you saw Bruno today, how fatigued, how slow, how undynamic.
Yeah,
like just
he did
he
look tired.
struggled, but he's been putting this team on his back for weeks, playing every 3.5 days, 90 minutes, creating, keeping the ball for us, dropping in towards Casemiro's spot and defending and dropping in between the center backs this season. I mean, he has done it all. Give him the week. Give him the week. He will be sharp. It's not about not playing games and not being sharp. No, he'll be sharp. Casemiro will be sharp. Varane will be sharp. But get him off the field. I don't need Tim Ream to come across and knock Martial in the ankle, and then he's done for the next 3-4 months.
Right.
No. You put Martial on the bench because, like Ten Hag said, we're better with Martial in the team right now. He is playing extremely well. Gets the goal today. I think you have to keep him. I think you have to keep him off. I think you have to keep him fit. I think Shaw, hopefully.
So as you were saying, in reference to McTominay and Fred or Eriksen, who you start in the FA Cup final?
I think you start Fred. I think you start Fred there. I think you let Casemiro be the 6 and kind of control that midfield and protect your center backs. I think you allow Fred to go as an 8 kind of box to box midfielder, and then I think you allow Bruno to kind of play his 10 role. He'll drop in when he needs to drop in, but other than that, you look to him to kind of create for us. This is not a game where we can necessarily sit back and defend for 90 minutes. There has to be that. I think there has to be a lot of that, but I think there has to be some openness. There has to be some speed in the movement of the ball. There has to be some creativity there. If you try to park the bus, it's not going to end well.
No. Okay. Right, as we were saying in reference to we said you already told me the midfield you think will be preferred in the FA Cup final. You said Fred, Casemiro, and Bruno for the midfield 3. Yes. Then what the front 3?
Front 3, I think you go. I think you go. Anthony is the 9, or sorry, Anthony Martial is the 9. I think you go Rashford off the left. Actually, you could technically put Rashford off the right and let Garnacho have the left.
So you wouldn't start. So you're going with Martial, Rashford, and Garnacho.
Yes.
No Sancho.
Paper form. Yeah, I think
no Sancho.
I think those are your 3. No Sancho. I think Sancho is somebody that you can bring on and be dynamic. I think you start Garnacho because I think he creates chances.
Right.
Quickly on the pitch. It does not take him long to find his rhythm.
Exactly, yes.
It does not take him long.
Sancho tends a bit to and he gets lost in games a lot. I noticed.
He gets lost. He might do a job of being able to keep the ball for us, to offer the width, so we can kind of knock it around and kind of play, but I don't give the ball to Sancho and think he's going to create something inside the box in between the 18 and the 6, in that space where you're looking for cutbacks and things like that. I don't think he puts balls in dangerous areas where we need it. I don't think he's not where at the level of expectation that we've had for him since he came.
Wow.
I think it's a continuing project with Sancho. I think it's
one more season. How much time would you give him?
I hear this a lot where people are saying, I think one more season and he finds his form and he finds all this. I'm happy. I'm happy to give him another season. If he goes in the summer, which he's not going to, but if he went in the summer, I wouldn't mind. Right. I really wouldn't mind.
If the right offer comes,
Yes.
If the right offer comes,
Yes.
you sell it.
Yeah, I think if the money's there, I think you take it. And it honestly, for Sancho, I don't think it's a lot of money. I don't think
Okay,
it's
I
that
mean, we
much money.
paid 87 million.
We overpay for English players. It's the English tax. It's the English passport tax.
Remember, Dortmund held us for ransom for what, 2 years?
They really did. They really did. And I mean, and the ROI is not there.
No,
We're
no,
not
I don't think
we're
he's.
not seeing
I
the,
don't think he's worth 65 at the moment.
I would be shocked. I would be
Because
shocked.
of the English, he probably just because it's English, he probably gets 60. I'm being polite now.
Yeah,
I mean 60.
100%. 100%. I think if you sell him, I think you sell him at a loss. But I think if you
Yeah,
sell
it
him,
is
it's
a
the
loss.
most I think if you sell him now, it's the most money that you could get because if he had another season like he did, I don't think that I
It
think that
gets
price,
worse.
I think that price only goes down.
It diminished.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. It's the car you drove off the lot. Like it's
Yeah,
already half. If
the
you
higher
add
the
the
mileage, the
mileage,
more it's
if you add the mileage, the cost of the car only go down.
no matter how much wheels and rims is
Yeah,
added.
yeah. It don't matter what kind of add-ons you put in there. You could put some screens in the back seat, and you could put some lights on it. But man, I think I don't see you getting much more for him in a year unless he completely
Does a
just opens it
360.
up. It does a 360, goes back towards his Dortmund days, and is that dynamic player again. But I just don't see it. I think that if he came on later in games, I think he could be dynamic because I think at that point, I think you score maybe one, maybe two, and then you look for somebody like that to say, okay, go in,
Close
clean it
out.
up, keep the possession, you know, frustrate the other team with the movement of the ball. That's what I see his role as right now. Whereas Garnacho, I see him coming on, and again, he's young, and I talk about it all the time. You need to nurture and protect the young talent and these kinds of things. But Garnacho has proven that he can start games. Maybe not a whole bunch of games, but he can start games. And when he comes on, he finds his rhythm early. You saw it today. He came on as a sub. He created two chances, should have finished them, didn't finish them. But when he comes on as a sub against Wolves, it doesn't take him long to find a goal, to find an opportunity, to create a chance, to be creative and dynamic and skillful and take players on and have the confidence.
Very
So
true.
I really do think that you start him against the City. I really, really do, and I think that if you bring on a Sancho later, I think that makes way more sense than the opposite. And trying to
Right.
chase the game by bringing on a Garnacho when you're already down or you need a goal or something like
Mm.
that. Yeah, no, I think that's the better idea. I
Right.
think you put on, I think you use Fred because I think the game is going to be fast and it's going to be too fast
Mm.
for it's going to be too fast
Ericsson.
for Promenade. It's going to be too fast for Ericsson. So I think you bring on Fred in the back. Hard to say. Like
Are you confident that game? I
Wan
mean,
Bissaka clear,
how confident are
one
you?
clear. I don't know if you start Luke Shaw as the left center back though. I think it might make more sense. Lindelof has been playing
Uh,
well.
I think
Um,
it's going to be Varane and Lindelof in the middle. Luke Shaw off the left. So the
I,
right, would you start Dalot or Wan-Bissaka?
Wan Bissaka, 100%. He's
It's
playing. He is playing at a level that Delo just isn't. I don't. Not to say Delo is bad because I don't believe that he is. But Wan Bissaka lost his place and took that as motivation because since he's come back and since people, he starts games and people go, why does he start games? This is why he starts games. I think
the
he's been
on.
playing extremely, extremely well. I don't think he's making a lot of mistakes. We know he's not a finisher, but he does get in the box and cause
Just doesn't
problems.
know what to do when he gets.
Hey man, he's put in some smart balls, here and there that might not have turned into anything. He scored, I think, maybe once or twice. But he does create and he does take his chances when they come. And I think defenders have to notice him. And I just don't think that Delo has been creating that necessarily. His service might be better in towards the box, but defensive, Wan Bissaka is lights out better.
Right.
Miles. miles better defensively. He wins more tackles. He tracks back. He gets up and down the field. He's extremely quick. I think Wan-Bissaka has to be your pick off the right. And if you decide to go Delo off
so
the
he
left,
will be dealing with Grealish.
sorry?
He will have to deal with Grealish or Mahrez.
Yeah, both difficult. Both difficult, but I think both he would do way better than Delo.
Right. So, today's game was, it would have been nice to have a clean sheet, but like you said, that was just lazy defending.
Or defending. Very, very,
Felix
very
is a smart player. He was going to the right, but he knew he was going to aim to the left of the post. So he was going middle, then shot that way. And
I want that
kid.
I want that kid in our squad. Fergie, sign him up. Fergie, sign him up. I mean, that kid can play.
He can play.
He can play. I think he was the only bright spot in that Chelsea side. I thought they played extremely poorly. And we should have had the
keeper did
sheet.
well. The keeper saved them.
Anyone who has to keep harping on De Gea, talk to the Golden Glove. Talk to the Golden Glove, because ain't nobody want to hear it. De Gea is still one of the best keepers, if not the best keeper in the Premier League. Because you cannot argue with trophies. No, you cannot argue with results.
No.
There is no argument there.
No.
And, people will talk about different aspects of the game. The goalkeeper is there to keep the goal. And when you have the Golden Glove, come on.
It is what it is, mate. I don't even think he should be in goal on Sunday. There's no point.
Say that?
I don't think he should be playing on Sunday.
No, 100% not. I don't think any of those starters should be playing against Fulham. Let Maguire go in there and give him the captain's armband, so he'll be happy.
I think Maguire should start.
Yeah, put Maguire. Bring up somebody from the reserves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Palestri.
Where's Charlie Savage? Is he on loan or he's still
on loan? On loan.
Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Play those kids. You know what I mean? No names that
Iqbal. I think he's Iqbal on loan.
Actually, I think he is. Yeah,
he's on loan.
I think he is, and so is Hannibal, isn't he?
On loan.
On loan. Yeah, great man, Hannibal. Man, I rate that kid. He's good. He's got the sauce. That kid can play. I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to such players. So you on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give performance today?
I mean, you do win 4-1, but I mean, we'll call it a 6. Bang on average. I mean, it was not a good game. I don't think Bruno had a very good game. He knows it. The penalty is taken very well. Sancho, average, no real mistakes, but he doesn't create anything for us. So good job for, that way. Rashford comes on. I don't think Ten Hag meant for him to play that long. Obviously, the injury sucks. Does okay. Casemiro, probably my man of the match. I think Casemiro plays extremely well. I think his tackles today were amazing. His goal was well taken. Eriksen, good, average. I wish that we subbed off Bruno instead of Eriksen. I wish that those subs come earlier. Varane, average but good. The goal, I think, is on the center backs. I don't think it should have happened. Lindelof overall did well, but again, I think the goal is on them. Wan-Bissaka, I thought he played well. Also could, for some people, could be contended for man of the match there. Just from a defensive standpoint. Shaw, man, I hope he's okay.
Right, yeah.
I hope he's
Anthony.
Okay.
I think the way it looked like, I don't think Anthony's going to be. I think he's done for the season.
Yeah, no, that's and again, if Anthony started against the City, I would be happy, but I don't think he can. So it's that sucks, man. That sucks, and it is indicative of where we've been this season, and in the lack of depth and the number of minutes that people are playing. People are tired, man, and when you're tired, injuries happen.
Yeah.
And you know, it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. And this is why you can't start Varane, Casemiro, Bruno,
Against Fulham.
Martial, De Gea. You can't start them against Fulham. You don't need the points. Chuck it up as a throwaway game. Start the kids. Let the kids play. Have some fun. I don't care if we lose 7-0. I don't care. It's irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant. The only thing that is
Uh,
relevant
Well,
is
I see.
FA
I
Cup.
really see your point. It makes sense what you're saying. It really does. It's a match of no relevance, of no importance. It's
Yeah.
not. It's even point. Is it a point of? Is it a point for pride? United have qualified for Champions League. They just want to try and get third. You want to sacrifice trying to be third and not have enough players for the FA Cup final against City.
I think you dress up the starters in their Sunday best.
Mm.
You know, I think they look all nice and dapper in their suits and their Gucci and their Armani before the game. You thank them for the Champions League, they wave, and then they sit down. They sit down and they enjoy this. They enjoy the Sunday.
You're
Bring the
right.
kids, bring the kids, bring the family, and enjoy the game. Except for Martial. You call Martial early in the morning, and you say, "Hey, the stadium's closed. The match is off. Don't leave the house." You say,
That's
"Don't
cool.
leave the house," because I don't want you to walk. I don't want you to walk down to the curb to pick up the Sunday paper and you twist your ankle. Yeah, you stay your ass in the house.
We need him for Sunday for
We
FA
are
Cup.
better with
So,
Martial at the 9. We are better with Martial at the 9, and unfortunately, his bones are made of glass.
mm,
So we need you. We need you.
right,
Rest,
right, right,
rest. Hit
right.
the hot tub. I
That's
don't
right.
care.
So, in reference to City worthy winners of the Premier League,
Ah, man, Holland's a cheat code. That kid, he's a monster. He's an absolute monster. He touches the ball. So somebody in the office said this the other day. He touches the ball 3 times in a game. That's it. He only touches the ball 3 times and he scores twice. It it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I I'm always the skeptical optimist, right?
mm,
But I can it be done? Of course it can be done. It's tournament football. Anything is
I
possible.
said we had. If we go back to our Sunday chat, we had 6 people on. 4 said we could do it. You know, the controversial one said no
Of
way.
course, Ben said no way.
He said we shouldn't even bother turning up.
You can't have that attitude. Not
But
when
the
you're not
soul
when
man, Joe,
not
joined him.
when
Even Joe joined him to say we're gonna get thrashed.
because they don't believe in Ten Hag.
They said what they
That's
did to
why.
Real Madrid.
It's because they don't believe in the manager. I
Real
believe in Ten
Madrid,
Hag.
Real Madrid went there on a very. I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah,
Shit,
they messed up.
big time.
They messed up bad. They
This
really.
we told Ben neutral ground. It's a Manchester derby,
Yep.
and this is a point in the history of Man United players. Do you want these guys to equal the treble that only you have had? It's down to you.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
If that can't inspire you, I don't know what.
yeah, really. I mean, that's really what it is. I think that you have to dig deep and you have to find something, this
Yeah.
is. I think for many of these players, I think for most of these players,
Mm.
this will be the defining point in your career.
Mm.
Will you cement yourself as a legend of the club? You know, and is winning an FA Cup final as good uh as as a Champions League or a Premier League? Of course it's not. But to deny one of your greatest rivals that accolade, I think that is, man, they'll write songs. I'm already
Yes.
thinking of them.
Because
Like,
United did it in 1977, denied Liverpool the treble,
yeah,
beating them in the FA Cup final at Wembley, 77. Now, 46 years later,
that's really what it is.
here we are.
That's the history, man. That's where we're at, and
Can United do it?
and
It's
and
up to
can
them.
can you really begin what will be known as the Ten Hag era?
Exactly. This will be.
Will I think moments moments like this are what create longevity in managers.
Yeah.
This is
100%.
how Klopp keeps his job. This is how
Mm,
Wenger keeps his job. This is how Ferguson keeps his job. He
mm,
came in and did what people thought couldn't be done.
mm.
You won the first title in how many years? You knock off Liverpool off their perch. If you're Wenger, you create the Invincibles, right? And you have these defining moments.
Mm.
Um, I mean, if this is, if there is the potential for new ownership, and new investment, and you know, can this be the starting point of Manchester United regaining its seat as the best club in the world?
That's right.
That's really how you have to look at it. From
Hundred
that, if
percent,
you
mate.
want to beat a team like this, if you want to create that moment, this is how
Exactly.
you have to look at it. You have to dig deep. You got to get poetic.
100%.
You got
That's
to
what I
call
said.
up
They
Peter
have to
Drury
find
and
the
say,
pride.
you got to call up Peter Drury and say, hey, get that pen ready, because what you're about to see
Is right in history.
is right in history. It's like,
Defining moments.
how many times over and over has that monologue been played of him talking about Ronaldo's return?
Oh man. Oh my God. Those
In
words were
red.
on another level, mate.
Yeah, send chills down the spine.
Mate.
You know,
It was extra. Oh, the way I still love to hear it. It's just like,
yeah, exactly.
damn.
And that's how
What the
we,
hell?
and that's how we remember. That's how we remember the greatest moments in football history, right? Is what people write about and what people say about these moments.
Mm,
So, I mean, you have everything to play for. You have nothing to lose. Let me put it that
100%.
way.
Yeah,
Go out
I think
there.
if you think about it, Man City have more pressure on them than us. We're the underdogs. We
Yeah,
are the underdogs.
yeah, exactly. Nobody expects us to win.
No,
Nobody expects us
no
to win.
pressure on us at all.
Nobody's giving us,
A
any.
chance?
Yeah,
No.
no one's giving us a chance. That should fire you up.
Exactly my
Fire you
point.
up. Be the legend that you imagine yourself to be. It's really the only way you can go into it. If you go
100%.
into it with, thinking, oh well, no pressure because it doesn't matter whether we win or lose, you,
Exactly.
you lose. You lose,
Exactly.
and then you'll be known as that Manchester United team that gave them the treble.
100%.
Um, if even if
Yeah,
you,
they bypassed you to get
yeah,
the treble. Nah, that's effed up.
yeah,
That is messed up.
I will say this: give them no matter what, win, lose, draw, give them a game. No matter what, give them a game, because if you have another Liverpool moment, if you get thrashed, if you just give up and you drop your head and you let it go, then yeah, you're not fit to wear the shirt. We'll sing it. You know what I mean? No matter what, go in there, give them a game, rest your players on Sunday. Don't risk any, go out there with the best possible 11 that you could possibly have,
That's all.
and give yourself every chance that you could possibly give yourself.
100%. All right. On that note, Louis, it's been an absolute pleasure due to even though we've had technical issues today, but we have been
Yeah, no
able to
worries.
carry on with the show. Thank you for your time. It's been an absolute great day today. Man United 4, Chelsea 1. You know what's so funny today? In my mind, even when I was posting Man United fans celebrating, I was posting Man United v Everton. Man United v Everton. Someone said, Tim, we just played Chelsea. Is this an old video posting? I said, no, I went through. Even when I introduced the fan reactions, I said, Man United 4, Everton 1. I had to, I don't know why. Maybe it's the blue shirts in my head. I don't know. But
Maybe it's because they play as bad as Everton.
it might be
They
the
play
case, man.
bad.
They
Chelsea
were
plays
no
bad.
Chelsea are bad, man. I'm so happy Portugal coming. They were horrible, mate. They were horrible. So
Yeah.
yeah. So we shall see you soon. We have the Sunday fan match reactions summarizing United team. So we'll do some stuff after the FA Cup, the season roundup, try and get all the other teams, man, Arsenal fans on the channel, like have how every team for the season summarizing. We'll have a lot of banter that. I'm gonna tease the uh, big fish to fry award goes to we have bigger fish to fry award.
Right. The Bigger Fish Award. Yeah, good luck with that bigger fish.
I know, right? Well, Louis, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We shall see you on the other side. Man United 4, Chelsea 1. Thank you very much, Louis. I'll see you soon. Take care, mate.
Thanks, Tim.
All right, mate. Take care. Yeah, bye.